It's Christmas time again, which might mean that you are struggling to find a perfect gift for a relative or a friend, but today I will solve that issue and I will show you how to make one of the most perfect and easiest hot chocolate recipes and gift ideas for this holiday season. Let's make that. For the ingredients, we will be using a 1/4 cup of chocolate chips, a 1/4 cup of peppermint sprinkles, 6 tablespoons of sugar, 3 tablespoons of cocoa, 1 candy cane, your recipe card, which I will have included in the description, about 2 feet of twine or ribbon. I happen to be using a red twine, 1 mason jar, and a bunch of marshmallows. We will be using these to fill up to the brim, so really there is not a specific measurement. To start off, we will grab our mason jar and unscrew the lid. We can leave that to the side for now. Then we will grab our sugar and dump that into the bottom of the mason jar. Shake it around so that it levels off. Now we will dump in our 3 tablespoons of cocoa, making sure that this doesn't clump up and get all over the place, of course. And again, shake it around so that it levels evenly. Now we will grab our 1/4 cup of peppermint sprinkles, and lastly, our 1/4 cup of chocolate chips. Now it's time to add the marshmallows. I forgot to mention that we will need about a 10-inch by 10-inch square of cling wrap in order to hold the marshmallows inside the jar. This recipe does not call for a specific amount of marshmallows, but if you are basing it off of my design, you will need about 1 cup of marshmallows in order to fill up the mason jar. Now we will grab all 4 corners of the cling wrap and bring them to the center so that we can hold the marshmallows in a little pouch. Once you have all the corners, you can now form a little ball and then twist the top so that all of the marshmallows stay intact. And there you have it. We now have a little ball of marshmallows that we can now insert into the jar. With a little bit of forming with our fingertips, we can make sure that the pouch is inserted correctly into the jar. We have to make sure that the pouch is tight on the layers so that the layers can stay intact if the jar is shaken just a little bit. From here we can then screw on the cap and that is it for this step. For our next step, we will now have to tie the rope onto the jar. First, we will have to feed the rope through the hole in our recipe card. And then for this step, make sure that you're watching carefully. In order to tie the loop, we will be making a slip knot. To do this, we need to feed the entire card through the loop, making sure that you do not rip the card in the process. From here, we can then cinch the knot down and there you have it. You should now have something that looks a little bit like this. From here we can then tie the rope onto the jar, but don't tie it down tight just yet, because we have to add one more thing, and that is the candy cane. Loosen up the ropes a little bit, and then feed the candy cane down into the hole between the knot and the jar. Now we can finish up tying another overhand knot, and then tighten that down so it does not come loose. Now from here, all we have to do is cut the remaining excess off the string. Now to make sure that the end of the rope didn't fray, I took a lighter and melted the loose ends. Once this was melted down, I made sure that it was cool enough so that I could press it with my fingertips without being burned. And that's all there is to it. Now all you need to do is add some whole milk and some heavy cream as stated on the recipe card, and up to 4 people will be able to enjoy some creamy peppermint hot chocolate for this holiday season. If you liked this video, please be sure to give me a thumbs up, and if you really liked it, make sure to hit that subscribe button so that you can see all the future crazy ideas that I have in store. But that's it for today. I will see you in the next video.